In other news, Young Buck files bankruptcy because of 50 Cent. The Cashville rap break down his financial issues with 50. It appears Young Buck and 50 Cent are still in a legal limbo when it comes to Buck's association with G-Unit Records. 50 claims G-Unit owns the rights to Nashville's Natal's music catalog. Earlier this year, Young Buck born David Darnell Brown filed for Chapter 13 bankruptcy protection. The move was an attempt to prevent Buck from having to pay creditors such as Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Young Buck recently appeared on It's Tricky with Raquel Harper podcast. That conversation with the TMZ correspondent included the 41-year-old rapper discussing his issues with G-Unit founder. We're at a standstill, said Young Buck about his involvement with 50 Cent's G-Unit. I'm definitely not looking to go down a whole drawn-out court situation when all it could be done on a business level. The Straight Outta Cashville creator later added, 50 Cent sent cease and desist letters out to try to stop all of my music and get everything pulled down based on saying I'm still an artist on G-Unit. According to Young Buck, those actions by 50 Cent forced him to find different ways to complete the one album he reportedly has left on his G-Unit deal. That strategy included filing for bankruptcy. What I did once 50 Cent stopped me from being able to make money, I filed another bankruptcy, and they stopped him from being able to cease and desist anything, explained Buck. So, let's talk about this for a minute, and I do mean a minute. This is quite sad, man. I hate that this had to go down like it did go down. I was at work yesterday and I ended up listening to the debut album of G-Unit, Beg for Mercy. And I love that album. It's a classic album. And when I finished listening to that album, I had came to a conclusion, which I always had this conclusion, but just listening to that album reaffirmed it to me. After 50 Cent, I feel like Young Buck was the best. Like, he had the better albums out of the rest of them. Like, Young Buck was that guy. He was just so versatile, even though he was from the South. Like, he was just so versatile, that energy, that flow, that charisma that he had. Buck was that nigga. And it's just sad the way this shit had to go down. I hate how 50 kind of messed up the whole unit, bro. Like, I'm a big 50 Cent fan. Like, 50 Cent is my favorite artist of all time. But at the same time, I can't admit when he's at fault. Now, does that absolve Young Buck from everything that he done that could make 50 be mad at him or not make 50 want to fuck with him? No. But at the same time, let's keep it a buck. 50 beefs with all his friends. He came in the game beefing, and it's just no different now. I just hate that this just had to go down. I think G-Unit would have went down as one of the greatest groups ever. They probably still can, even though they only have 2 albums, but that was just so fire. So many versatile spitters, the energy they brought, just the whole aura around G-Unit and 50 Cent when they came out, it just cannot be matched, and I don't think it ever will be matched. But I hate that this had to go down with Young Buck. Hopefully this is a good legal stipulation that he can put forth and, I guess, go forward with his life and make music and make money and be able to provide for his family. I don't like the cease and desist that 50 Cent was doing to him. It's like, if you want him to put out an album that he owe you, how you gonna put it out if you keep ceasing and desisting everything that he's putting out? But at the same time, I can see it from 50 Cent's point of view, because those albums and quote-unquote mixtapes that Young Buck was putting out was under his Cashville Records label and not under G-Unit Records. So if Young Buck did not submit an album to 50 Cent to put out through G-Unit, then 50 Cent has every right to not let any music that's not under his label be out and to be profited from. But that's neither here nor there. So let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments below. Do you think 50 was in the right for being able to cease and desist all of Young Buck's music because he owed 50 Cent an album? Or do you feel more on Young Buck's side? Young Buck really didn't have any other option and he had to do what he had to do to provide for his family? Let me know in the comments below. But like I always say, man, I appreciate y'all for watching my videos. Thank y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you know when your boy drop a new video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'm out. Peace.